Hi everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another card video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm starting out with this stencil from Tim Holtz, and this stencil is called Batground, which is kind of cool because it's an entire background made of bats. It's perfect for Halloween cards. So I first started out by taping down temporarily some craft cardstock to my craft sheet here. Then I also taped down the stencil. And now I'm pouncing on some white pigment ink from Simon Says Stamp. This is going to give me a really good base color for my other really colorful colors to go on top of, since this is craft cardstock and it would alter the color of the inks. So after I had that all pounced on, pulled off the stencil and you can see that bat pattern. Now I heat set that just to speed up the drying process. And then I put down the stencil again, and this time I matched it up with the pattern and then slightly moved it just so it's off just a little tiny bit. This is going to give a little bit more interest as I stencil on top. Starting out with some Wild Honey Distress ink from Tim Holtz, and I'm using a blending tool just to put that on. I then use some Ripe Persimmon. And you'll notice that these colors kind of look a little bit lighter and they're kind of altered from what you might think. I found out that they kind of went a little bit more pale. They weren't quite as intense on top of the white pigment. Then use Seedless Preserves and Black Soot. And interestingly, this black soot sort of turned a navy color. I think that's because it had that white pigment ink underneath. So you get a lot of variation in color when you put the distress inks on top of white pigment ink. So after that was dry, I set that aside for a minute so I could figure out exactly what stamp I wanted to use on top. This is the Not So Spooky stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and I decided to use this fun spider stamp. Now this is the only way I like spiders. Cartoonish and 2 dimensions. I do not like real spiders at all. So for the greeting on this card, I'm just going to have it say Happy Halloween. It's going to be a really simple card. I'm prepping my cardstock with my EK6S powder tool, and then I'm going to be stamping the sentiment in Versamark ink. The cardstock I'm using today is just a black cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just stamping at the very bottom of the sheet so that I have that edge to work with, and then I can trim off the whole piece to make it more narrow after I'm done embossing. So I'm sprinkling on some white embossing powder. This is embossing powder from Hero Arts, and I'll use my heat tool to heat that up until it's entirely melted. I want to make sure that every bit of that powder is melted before you move on. So I trim that down to be a more narrow strip, and then I'm using my scissors to cut it into a banner shape. So first I cut off the right side so that it would go right up against the edge of that cardstock, and then I cut a little slit down the center, and then from the corner to the end of that center slit that I made, because that's going to give me the perfect V-shaped ribbon edge. So I'm going to put some foam adhesive on the back of this, and then I'll be adhering that directly below the spider. This card is extremely simple. I think if you wanted to make it a little bit, have a little more details, you could add maybe some twine going vertically underneath that black banner. I think that would look really nice as well. I decided to just keep it really simple, especially because I needed to add in the little line above the spider. I used my T-square ruler to get that line straight, and then I just used a black pen to draw in a dashed line. This is just going to be the line on the spider, and it's going to finish off that entire scene. So after I finished drawing on the dashed line, it was time to put this on a card front. I'm using some Nina Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and I've scored that at 5.5 to create a top folding A2 sized card. Put some Tombow Extreme adhesive behind that craft cardstock. This is actually Desert Storm cardstock from Nina. And then I adhered that directly onto the front of the card. That craft piece of cardstock was cut to 5 1/4 tall by 4 inches wide. So I just have a little bit of a white edge around the outside. So that's the card for today. Super simple and easy. I think you could recreate this card using different stencils and stamps, and it would be super fun and easy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much. much for watching today's video. I have 3 Halloween cards for you to check out, so if you want to see any of those videos, go ahead and click on screen right now. Or if you're on a mobile device and you're unable to click through on the screen, check out the video description below where I have included links to these 3 videos. Once again, thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys on Friday for a lettering video. I hope you guys are excited about those. I really love sharing those lettering videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.